Welcome to North Star Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Les Butler, and if you've been watching Southern Gospel social media and the news at singingnews.com, you've been seeing something about a big announcement. Well, today is the day. And with that in mind, I want to turn it over to Landon Beene, President of IMC Management.
Well, today is a great day for gospel music, and I am so proud to announce a very exciting event. Partnering together with Brian Hudson of Showcase Management, our team at IMC Concerts and Management, we're thrilled to announce the plans for the first Cathedrals Family Reunion Event scheduled for the fall of 2013.
Awesome.
The Cathedral Quartet was the most loved and most popular gospel quartet of their generation, and their legacy lives on with some of today's most popular gospel artists. Scott Fowler, Danny Funderburk, Ernie Haas, Mark Trammell, and Gerald Wolfe all traveled with the Cathedrals during the height of their popularity. Now, for the first time in almost 2 decades, these artists come together for an unforgettable event, reliving the music and the memories from the golden age of the Cathedrals. When searching for a home for this event, it didn't take long to realize the significance of Texas for shape note style music, gospel, quartet style music. The home of this event will be Fort Worth, Texas.
Yay.
This central location will draw Cathedral Quartet lovers from all over with its convenient location as we all come together to relive and celebrate this legendary, iconic group that has touched so many lives over the years. The Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary will play host to this event in their brand new 3,500-seat McGorman Performing Arts Center. The people of Fort Worth and the seminary are very excited about this event. The dates for this Cathedrals Family Reunion event are November 8th and 9th, 2013, including 3 unique sessions plus several exciting extra activities, all themed around the Cathedral Quartet. Attendees will get to experience sounds of the current groups represented from the Cathedral's alumni, such as Greater Vision, Ernie Haas's Signature Sound, the Mark Trammell Quartet, as well as several reunion moments on every session of the event. There will be several surprises and activities for the attendees, but I can tell you a few things. In addition to the great reunion cathedral concert sessions, we'll have memorabilia of the cathedrals on display, a time of question and answer with all of these guys. You can submit your questions, and something I'm really excited about, when you pull up to the venue of this reunion event, you will see the silhouette, the last touring bus of the cathedral sitting out there just like you would if you were going to a Cathedral Quartet concert. So the fans are going to get to actually experience walking up on this bus that Glenn and George traveled on for over 1 million miles. So it has been a personal dream of mine, and as well as all of the fans and these current groups, to see them participate in a reunion style event once again since that unforgettable night when the cathedral said goodbye in 1999.
Yeah.
Now, because these gentlemen sitting here and their support and agreeing to do this dream of mine will become a reality. For further information, you can visit any of the group's websites, social media pages, and the website cathedralfamilyreunion.com.
Landon, thank you very much. And boy, is this going to be big or what, fellas? What do you think? Good stuff?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm forward to it.
Quick question for all of the former members of the cathedrals. If you had to take one moment of your time with the cathedrals and put it in a time capsule, what moment would that be? Mark, we'll start with you.
For me personally, we had the privilege in 1988 of doing a project with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and that is a highlight of my life, and I'll never forget that moment when we stood in that great room with that great symphony orchestra. The same folks that played on Star Wars were playing for the Cathedral Quartet, so I won't ever forget that as long as I live.
Danny?
You know, I could honestly add to what Mark was saying, because that was a beautiful moment when we recorded with those musicians. The same 54 musicians, like Mark said, that played music in all these big motion pictures. And I think the one thing that sticks out in my mind is that when we got through with the particular song that we recorded, The Champion of Love, those musicians laid down their instruments and they stood up and they began to applaud. I think they understood who that champion was.
Yeah.
And that was a moment that we'll never forget. And if you remember, Gerald, you and I were able to help lead 2 of those musicians to the Lord right after that session. It was a great moment in my life to see that happen. And I guess the second best is when I got to come back to North Carolina with George and Glenn and sing in my home state. And we did an evening there at Reynolds Auditorium. And my family got to see me sing for the first time with 2 of the greatest men in gospel music, and that was George and Glenn.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Gerald, how about you?
I guess for me, being raised in the Baptist church, the highlight for me with my time that I was with the guys was the first time we got to sing at the Southern Baptist Convention in San Antonio, Texas. And that was during the days when the convention was really huge and there were over 40,000 people there.
Right.
And we sang Champion of Love that day. We ended our set with that song. And to be raised a Baptist, Southern Baptist church all my life, and to get to sing there for all those delegates from all over the country was a highlight, something I'll never forget. And I would have never gotten to do it had it not been for George and Glenn.
Right.
And I'll never forget that.
Scott?
Well, my favorite moment, a little different from that, there were only 2 people in the room, and it's when Glenn offered me the job. That was my favorite moment for the 9 years I was there. Second to that would have to be the Billy Graham Crusade in Cleveland, Ohio, at Cleveland Stadium. What a great moment that was. What an honor to sing with Dr. Graham.
Yeah.
Ernie?
Well, there's so many. There's so many, but I think the one that keeps coming to my mind as the guys are sharing is one that didn't happen on stage. It happened when we got around Glenn and went to his home this last few days, and I met George. He said, I just feel like we need to all go together as a family. And so we flew down, and Glenn was close to death's door, and those 2 warriors, man, there was just that special bond, that love that kept them together. And I remember George said, come here and sit in front of me. So he grabbed a chair, and they were like knee to knee, and he grabbed his hands, and he says, I love you, Glenn Payne. And that was all they said. They didn't get mushy, but he just said, I love you. And that was probably, of everything that we ever did, the big thing. It was seeing the genuine love that they had for each other up to the very end. And I think about that today still, And, it's special, especially in this business. It's special. And I'd like to think that spirit and that love is what's bringing us all together now.
Amen.
You know, I can already sense something special is going to happen in Fort Worth.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait for the date to roll around. Who wants to volunteer and give their best sales pitch to bring the folks out to Fort Worth in November? Somebody volunteer.
Gerald's the man on that.
Come on, Gerald, give it to him.
Listen,
Gerald,
please.
please.
If you love the Cathedral Quartet, and you obviously do, as much as all the millions, literally millions of people around the world, this is your chance to experience 2 special days with these guys who were part of the group during I guess the best, what they would call their best days.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss it. It's going to be an awesome 2 days. We're already in the planning stages of some things that you will not see anywhere else ever. You're not going to see it on the internet. You're not going to see it on the video. You got to come to Fort Worth and see it. So start making your plans now for November. Get your hotel reservations made. Go to cathedralfamilyreunion.com and come on down to Fort Worth.
There you go.
Gentlemen, thank you. Landon, thank you for putting this together. And mark your calendars now, November 8th and 9th, Fort Worth, Texas. We'll be there. We want to see you.